one of the long-standing themes from the wrestling room, what I took away as a life lesson was with hard work and perseverance, you can do more than you imagined at first.
I don't know that it was unique as much as they just caught on and they seemed to enjoy it. They became very cohesive and they seemed to want to be successful.
So when I walked into the wrestling room, I didn't know anything about wrestling. I was blank slate for the coaches to work with.
I walked in, I didn't know what I was doing. Coaches pushed us and I needed that.
We had a lot of people that wrestled with us as freshmen and sophomores that weren't there around at the end, but I think our group being pretty close together, we all pushed each other to stick with it and, together as a group to the end.
We didn't have a superstar. We just had a team, and that was so much fun. The years before, we'd had superstars, right? We'd had kids that were very successful, but it wasn't, we were good as a team, but it wasn't the 10 kids or the 13 or 14, or more accurately, the 18 kids that were kind of our core.
My natural weight was around 170s, and so it was a lot of, it was a lot of extra running and like eating not as much and cutting water weight and doing stuff. So it was a lot of work. I got in great shape. And at the same time, I dropped down, knocked Thomas down.
And you might have thought being beat by Jeff would have built up some animosity, but no, it was just more desire to make that team. And then in a better way to channel that effort, not just so I could be on the starting lineup, but so I could hopefully get more points, do better for the team in general. We used to take this trip down to Bakersfield and we'd borrow my parents' big red Suburban. And it was the old days, so we put a TV with a VHS player in the bottom, in the middle console. And I remember we just watched the most random movies.
I remember the time that we were driving back from a tournament in LA. We did not do well. We pulled over on the side of the road on Highway 5. We pull over, we get off the freeway, and the coaches say, "Put your running shoes on and get out of the van." And then they got in the van and said, "Now catch us." I made second day once and coach said, "You did so badly that you still have to."
He made second day.
That was such ugly wrestling.
I'm like, "Coach, but I made second day." The whole team did that. Go run. Be a better leader.
To set the stage, these large freshman tournaments, you'd be in a gym for maybe 8 to 12 hours. And you just, some of those. And you could pick out the Bellarmine kids because you'd see all these kids sitting around, they'd have their books, they'd be doing their homework, and it's like, oh yeah, they're right over there. We can see it clearly stands out.
They did stuff within themselves that wasn't outside oriented, it was oriented within. They began to kind of push each other. They created their workout partners. So you got to see them grow a lot. And it's a super bright group as evidenced by the academic awards they won.
I think when you're in a group of friends, nobody wants to be the dumbest one in that group of friends. So we kind of all competed to not be that guy, and both on the mat and in academics.
Final year, our senior year, it was a lot of competition, a lot of people in the room. There's a lot of very good wrestlers.
We came into that tournament and you normally don't see 12 people come from one school. So we had a lot of us there. We knew that we weren't going to have a lot of first placers. So if we weren't going to get a lot of points for folks winning, we had to win every other match. Every match counted. And at the end of the tournament, we had 11 out of those 12 people place. And we actually broke the record for how many people placed on a single team. So 11 of us came in top 6 out of the 32 people in that tournament. And so that just made us feel good just as a team, I think, because we were all really able to celebrate each other.
When they won the championship, I was just surprised at how well they performed because the second day of the tournament is such a difficult day. And at the end of the day, we had 10 kids placed, and in retrospect, I said, what was the motivation? And they said, Coach, I didn't want to be the first one to lose on Saturday. And I said, really, that was it?
After that, they said, oh, by the way, you win the Scholastic Award. You're also the highest GPA. So our coaches called us a bunch of nerds, and we went and accepted that trophy also. One of the stories that always made me laugh was coaches really supported us. Behind the back, they told Brandon's mom that they're not going to win. They're nice guys, and you don't win in wrestling if you're nice. So after we won, Brandon's mom created a cross stitch and gave it to the coaches that said, nice boys can win too. And so that was just nice to hear.
So because we're multiples of 10 with the class of 1991, we run into them at reunions. And we always have this back and forth, well, who's better, 91 or us? And now it's pretty indisputable. We're the best. Sorry, class of 91. So it does feel good to be up here, because when I go back for my 30th, you know what I'm going to say? Well, we're in the Hall of Fame. And I'm glad that's out there.